What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the politics and BS. So I'm sure you've already heard it, but it's breaking news that there were shots fired at a rally that the former president was holding in Pennsylvania. And I'm going to share a little bit of the story, but I'm just going to share my perspective on it because, listen, it's not my hope that anybody has any attempt on their life, that anyone is harmed by any, shots fired, anyone trying to take someone's life. I definitely don't want to see that happen to anybody, even if I don't care for them. So to hear this news, it was unexpected, but I want to share the story and I want to share my thoughts on it because I really find it interesting. And this is what I'm going to say. I find it interesting that this is happening, and we can come from a multitude of different angles with this. And I wasn't there. I don't know who was involved. Don't know any of the cast of characters that had anything to do with this, but I just have my thoughts on it just based on things that are going on right now and some things that have happened in the past and some things that have been said or alleged about certain events that have happened in the past. All right, so Donald Trump appeared to have blood dripping down his head after shots were fired and were heard at his campaign rally in Pennsylvania. The former president was making a speech to a crowd in Butler when he paused, grabbed the side of his face, and then ducked for cover behind the lectern. Secret Service agents dashed up to the stage and quickly ushered him to an armored vehicle. He held up his fist in the air as supporters erupted in cheers. The Republican campaign said he was fine and that he was on his way to a local medical center to be checked. And witnesses have said they saw a man with a rifle crawling on a roof overlooking the Trump rally. Police took the man out after multiple shots were fired during the rally, according to one witness. Footage on social media showed a person laying motionless on the roof. Richard Goldinger, the Butler County District Attorney, has told reporters that the suspect was taken out. An audience member also was taken out, and another person is in serious condition. Rosina Saber, the U.S. correspondent for The Telegraph, says questions are being raised over how the incident was able to take place. All attendees at his rallies are required to go through metal detectors to screen for weapons. An extensive list of items, including flagpoles and aerosols, are banned from the events for security reasons. As a former U.S. president, the Secret Service provides comprehensive protection of him and implements a robust security apparatus for every single event he attends. The agency is heavily involved in the security protocol for all of his rallies.
Take a look at what happened.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to put a link to the article in the description box if you want to see the video. You've probably already seen it already. But here's what I want to say, because I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Again, like I said, and I reiterate, it's not my desire to see anyone's life be compromised, an attempt on their life, no matter who it is. because they're human beings, and that nobody deserves that, right? But when I heard that this happened, I'm going to tell you where my thoughts immediately went, because things are going to continue to get hectic and crazy the closer we get to November. We ain't seen nothing yet. I truly believe, based on, okay, I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. If you're familiar with Alex Jones, he currently has I think it's like a $1 billion judgment against him for all of the things that he was spewing, the lies that he was saying about the shooting at the Sandy Hook Elementary School. They were calling it a false flag operation. It wasn't really real. All of these children's lives were actually taken, but a lot of people like him, they have this conspiracy where they think, or they're just putting it out there, that, yeah, it actually did happen, but it was a government conspiracy to try to take people's weapons away. And so this was something that the government concocted to get people who have their rights, their licenses to carry, and all of these different things. They want to get all of those things revoked so the government can come in and take people's weapons. That was a conspiracy that a lot of them were talking about. So when I heard that this incident happened, I'm going to tell you, my mind went two places. That one, this was something that was concocted to make it even heavier with what currently is going on right now, to make things worse, to make it seem like someone from the other campaign had something to do with this shooting happening at the Trump rally. That's where my mind went when I heard that this happened, and that it was something that was set up, that they possibly knew was going to happen. Now, listen, I'm not saying that that is indeed the case, but my mind went there because that is something that I could see them spinning it to be, that it was someone from the Biden campaign, or someone who was a Democrat, or someone who wants to see, Trump out of the race, did this to him. And so it was something that was concocted and it was set up by possibly, not saying his campaign, but Republicans, or not even so much Republicans, but these MAGA extremists. Okay? So that the narrative can be flipped. Like, you hear these stories about these people who are, like the guy, I don't remember his name, but he took out the lives of about 9 people in a Buffalo, New York grocery store, and they found this manifesto that he had written up saying that he wanted to start a race war. Similar to Dylan Roof. He went and took out the lives of all of those people in this black church in South Carolina, and they found his manifesto that he wrote up, writing about how he wanted to invoke a race war. This situation happening, although it doesn't surprise me, I could see where someone, not saying it was from his campaign, but I could see where it could be someone in the MAGA craziness that did this so that it could invoke a bigger issue than what's currently already going on right now, and get people even more fired up to fight for this man to be the next president. That's where my thoughts went. I don't think it is just a simple, oh, this is somebody that hates Trump and they tried to take him out. I'm sorry. I just don't really believe that. Now, while that can absolutely be possible, because there's a lot of people who don't like him, all of the years that he's been in office, and even after him losing and continuously talking about how the election was stolen and all of these different things like that, why haven't there been any other attempts on his life? Like, seriously. So now all of a sudden at a rally, this happens when they have all of these security measures in place and this happens. I'm just saying, I just don't really believe. My personal thoughts, this is just my personal thoughts and feelings. I don't personally believe that it was someone that just flat out hates Trump, wants Biden to be president, is a Democrat. I just don't think it's as simple as that. I truly believe that it was someone, not saying it was someone on his team, someone on his campaign, or anything like that, but just one of these MAGA extremists who did this, having no real attempts to try to actually take out the former president, but shooting all of those gunshots at the rally and maybe taking out possibly a few bystanders just so that it can invoke the outrage and the anger that a lot of these people already have, to get them even more fired up to make sure that their fave gets reelected. That's where my initial thoughts went. Because I just think it's too easy. It's just way too easy to think that it's just somebody that hates Trump and they were trying to take him out. I don't think it's as simple as that. I really believe that it goes deeper, and I absolutely could see that it could be someone who is in that MAGA extreme fringe of the people that would absolutely even take their own lives for the sake of saying that they're MAGA true and blue till the very end, when even Trump ain't true and blue to the very end. Because you think he's going to lay his life down for the sake of anybody else? Absolutely not. So the blood that was running down his ear, I truly believe was a bruise. Because let's face it, he's almost 80 years old. He's got thin skin. He's always on the tanning bed, which thins your skin even more. So when Secret Service heard the gunshots and they rushed to get him down, I just believe that the blood that was dripping down his ear is basically from him being bumped up and bruised, because they were trying to cover him and shield him to make sure that if there were any gunshots that were coming in his direction, it would hit one of them and not him. That happens. Similar to a little child being in the street and then a car speeding down the street, and then someone runs in the street to knock the kid out of the way and themselves so that none of them would get hit. The little kid, if they have on shorts and a short sleeve shirt, they're going to have bruises all over them and definitely some bleeding. That happens. But it happens in the event of them having their lives saved. So that's what that was. So him throwing his fist up in the air and you know, all of that other stuff, it's like, okay, you were not shot, but the people, they're going to make this into something bigger, just like they made his mugshot into something big. And so they'll probably be selling t-shirts of him with a bloody ear and him with his fist up in the air as Secret Service is trying to push him into the armored vehicle. I just have my thoughts on it, and honestly, I just don't think it's as simple as this is someone who hates Trump, hates Republicans, hates MAGA, and doesn't want to see Trump reelected, so they tried to take his life. I just don't think it's as simple as that. I truly believe that this was actually someone who is in that MAGA red hat, white embroidery cap wearing group of people that wants to turn this into something bigger than what people actually see that it is. Just like these crazy lunatics who have gone into these different places, taking innocent lives because they said they wanted to start a race war. That's what I truly believe. That's what I feel in my spirit, in my heart of hearts. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that I'm right, but I'm saying what I feel it actually is. But you are welcome to leave your thoughts respectfully in the comment section of what you think it could be. And I'm sorry for the life or the lives of those that have been taken, because I believe so far there's one person who lost their life and there's somebody else that's in critical condition. And nobody deserves that. Nobody. So guys, thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.